Bright, bold colors, interactive media, and controversial politics are all transformed into artist Mina Cheon's pop art. We want to welcome Mina. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Sarah.
Yeah, this is an interesting combination that you've decided to capture. What motivated that?
Well, actually, you know, the general populace in thinking about the artist is the artist in the studio, just painting, aloof and separated from society. But artists today have become very, very active and part of the community, engaging in social concerns and being involved with having political opinions. And so I think as an artist, to be just generally concerned and aware of what's going on in politics is just being part of society. And somehow as a new media artist, because I have background in painting with traditional media, but as a new media artist, I'm using media as a way of communicating my artistic message. And media also, the same mechanism, communicates the political message, and it is through media that political agendas get set as well. And artistically, there's no way better than utilizing media to reach out to the public, and the public's awareness also is generated through media. So it's this kind of cycling and circulation.
Right, and it really sparks conversation.
Yes, definitely.
Which I'm sure is something you're trying to do.
Yes. I think art has just become, another medium or a way of expressing social concerns. And if an artist can do it in one specific way, it's the same as politicians addressing social concerns as well. There is definitely intersection in that, in terms of being agents of change and allowing to have multiple perspective and a creative way of expressing concerns from everyday life. Artists are kind of trained to see things differently and to express their opinions differently, taking things that are perhaps gone unnoticed in everyday life and kind of bring it into light.
So tell us about your travels and what you've seen and decided to merge into your artwork.
I've been fortunate that I've been able to live in the East and the West since I was very young. My father worked for the Korean embassy, so I grew up, living in Korea half my life, and also in America, in Denmark, in Europe, and in Canada. And by being able to live in the East and West, I have the kind of lens of cultural comparative. And I do go back to Korea every year. I live there during the summertime, and I teach there. And I'm here. I live between Baltimore and New York as well. And so having this perspective of cultural comparative, I'm always able to point out the discrepancies or differences that are marked in global politics, or just sort of the relations between the countries' sort of main concern of that time. So, for example, just understanding the voting system and even the technology that's used for voting in America, and then going back to Korea and seeing the effects of how American politics and voting affects Korean politics, I'm able to point that out and, kind of make a piece about voting, about technology, and the influence of, the United States and, the schism of North Korea and South Korea, basically. So that triangular relationship. And I do that even with the case of looking at the relationship between Japan, Korea, and China. And
how do you capture that without kind of crossing the line?
I think I have very good advisors. So when I'm making artwork about North Korea, I think about the audience, and I actually do get advisement from, my colleagues and people who care about my work, let's say in Korea, and the possible reception of the Korean public.
Right.
And so I would actually target some of my artistic expression, particularly in a specific way for the Korean audience versus the American audience, and also differently for, you know, the public and sort of mainstream media versus news media versus the art world.
Right.
And I'm able to do that because in a way that's also the kind of the breadth of medium that I could use to express some of the work that I'm trying to, you know, show to the world.
Now you've also been able to share this with your students. You're a teacher locally. Tell us about what your experience has been like teaching for the past 10 years.
Oh my goodness. It's really been rewarding, first of all, because I'm in a community of all artists and people who really, really genuinely care about the relationship between art and life and society and community. And a lot of my students have become very active artists themselves and teachers, and I feel like I'm honored and I feel like I'm contributing to something that's bigger than me. It's wonderful. I see my students doing projects, and even one who've won an Oscar. You know, it's really.
This was
you
at
know who
the
I'm talking about.
Maryland Institute College of Art, right?
Mica. So I see students go from their foundation years, and I'm teaching their media studio and, you know, what it means to be an artist, and then, you know, and then I see them in their professional career and how they're thriving.
How rewarding is that to see?
It is really rewarding, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I was honored to have, you know, been part of that person's track.
Wow, that's really neat. Well, you're clearly inspiring a lot of people and giving people something to talk about, which is great when it comes to artwork. You want to be able to have a conversation about it, so
thank you very much.
We appreciate that. Where can people find your artwork?
I am represented by Ethan Cohen. His gallery's in New York, and he is a leading art dealer consultant for contemporary Asian artists and art, and so Ethan Cohen Fine Arts.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Great meeting you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.